Ladies and gentlemen, the big question of the day is who runs Mandera County? What is happening in Mandera? Ladies and gentlemen, just the other day, impeached deputy president, former deputy president, GACHAGUA, accused President William Samoei Ruto of collaborating with ALSHABABs. And days after, we saw the governor of Mandera County, Mohammed Adan Khalif, responding or having a press briefing addressing the issue of this dangerous organized group, how it takes over the county. And also we saw the governor also in his speech saying that some schools, there is a school there that has been turned into a training camp for this organized terror group. But the big question of the day is why is the government of Kenya silent about this? Ladies and gentlemen, does it mean that there is truthness in the statement of Rigathi Gachagua concerning this issue of Al-Shabaab collaboration? And we all know that in Mandera, we have a military camp there. But why are they not responding to this issue? Ladies and gentlemen, that is something that we should put into consideration. But before I proceed, I want us first to understand the function or the right person to respond to these allegations or to this crisis that is building slowly in Mandera. First of all, we have a security organ named as KDF, Kenya Defense Force, and it is stipulated correctly that KDF is responsible to protect and defending the national sovereignty and territorial integrity. So when also we saw that we know that KDF is responsible in this response to emergency and disaster, restoring peace during unrest, and contributing to international peacekeeping effort. But of late, I remember when during President Kibaki and President Kenyatta, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, we saw KDF being deployed in these areas, and the aim was to fight enemies there and to restore the peace in that region. But what is happening right now? Like all this effort that was brought together by previous regimes has been put to waste. It's kind of a garbage, you see, because we cannot have young children, mothers, the people of Kenya, that is children, mothers, those are women, youths, and elderly people. We also have people living with a disability in that area. Now, if the government cannot protect its people, what does it mean? What does it mean? By the way, if you listen to the interview or the speech made by one Rigathi Gachagua while he was abroad, and when he returned here, I think he was hosted in one of the media stations, and he said it loud and clear that in several occasions when he was serving under the president of this republic, it happened that there was this leader of these gangs that they were supposed to come and meet with the president, but because the deputy president was the one to receive them, he ended up going there and welcoming these guests. Then, you see, we usually say that you cannot understand what is going on, or you cannot find the truthness of the matter unless you hear it from the person who was inside there or who is inside there. You see, the only way we can know the truth about this issue of collaboration with Al-Shabaab is when we hear from the president himself. When we hear from the president himself addressing the nation concerning this issue, because it's an issue that was addressed by, it was brought up by Rigathi Gachagua, who is now the opposition leader, of course, unconstitutionally, and the president did not say anything. Few days later, we hear or we see the Mohammed, the governor of Mandera County, addressing the nation about this insecurity issue at that region. So I tend to believe that the government has its own intelligence. And because we believe and we know, the truth is that we know the government knows what is happening. We know that even the officers, those people leading KDF knows what is happening, then they should be responding to this issue as fast as possible. None. Because it's not an issue to joke with. It's not an issue to joke with. When it comes to an extent whereby the governor is saying that some of the schools has been taken over by this kundi and turned it into a military camp, then what happens to those kids that are supposed to be using that institution for learning? What happens? That's the question of the day. And we know that whatever is affecting our nation right now is just development. It's not growth, it's just development. And the only way we can find development is by empowering education, is by empowering all relevant groups and that needs to be empowered. So when the biggest thing or the most important thing we can do to our society, to our children, to our people who are below 18 years of age, then the best thing that we should be doing to them is providing a secure, health, clean environment for learning. Because we know that education is something that should be put into consideration. And by the way, I do not understand why the government tend to ignore these issues. You know, like just the other day, we heard that that cash that is set aside to assist in educational matters ilikuja ikapunguzwa, or the capitation. Some of the school, like right now, even director schools hazipati capitations. That's the truth. So I do not understand what the government wants with education, with the future of these people. I do not understand. This is an issue that should be addressed. No. This is an issue that should be addressed, because I know the security team chaired by the president himself, the IG of police, the CS of interior, the minister of defense, that security team, when it comes together and discuss this issue in details, they will end up finding solution to it. So when the president himself is silent, when there is no any communication from our security apparatus, then it means that whatever Rigathi Gachagua was saying is the actual truth. Then how do you want us to believe it's not like that if you are not addressing this issue? How do you want people to believe, Kenyans to believe, that whatever Rigathi Gachagua said is not the actual information if you are not talking about it, if you are not acting on this issue that has just been raised by the governor of Mandera? Ladies and gentlemen, it is so disappointing to see a nation, a face of Africa, like Kenya, being faced with such insecurity issues. If these people can get courage just to walk around, come and capture that institution and turn it into a military training center, what does it mean? That we have weak government? That the government doesn't care about its people? We cannot live in such a country. And I said in my previous analysis that the problem that we have right here in Kenya is not even political. And by the way, what I have realized is that these members of parliament ignores their duties, whatever they have been tasked of, to go there and conduct oversight, to go there and represent people. They are not doing their work. Because if the governor spoke, I believe that in that county, there is member of parliament, there is MCA, there is a women rep there. And these people are not speaking. We know, we can even break it down to even chiefs and wazee wa kijiji. They are there. These are the people to bring information. These are the people to talk on our behalf. But if the entire leadership is silent, what does the government expect? What does the government expect? I believe that the entire structure of leadership here knows what is happening in Mandera. And by the way, it is time for Mandera people to recall back their member of parliament, their MCAs, their women rep, to recall them back and ask them questions. Why are you not representing our issue there? Why are you not speaking on our behalf? What are you doing in that seat if you cannot have our wellness in your heart? So, ladies and gentlemen, as I wind up, I want us to agree that the problem facing this nation, especially our leaders, is ignorance. And the biggest problem that is facing Kenyans, the people, is ignorance. Because I believe when people living in Mandera could wake up and say enough is enough, we want government to act. We want government to protect lives. We want government to offer development, to offer maendeleo in that area. Then I believe that the entire system will change. But if the whole country is sleeping and waiting for one person to just speak out, then it will be very difficult to change this country. Ladies and gentlemen, up to this juncture, I want us to agree that whatever is affecting Kenya, whatever is affecting any region, any part of this country, is affecting the entire nation. Because if these people captures Mandera, the next time they will capture Nairobi. And what happens if they capture Nairobi? The city, the entire nation will go into anarchy. And that is not something that we can dream of as Kenyans. It is high time all our security agencies to act very fast. It's time for President to give a direct order to Kenya Defense Force so that they can encounter this group and bring back peace there, and all operations should be restored. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you find politics something that you love or you are passionate about, you can go on Google and search True Max KE. It will bring all our videos, it will bring our channel. You go there, you subscribe, you share this content, you comment, you give us your opinion. What do you think should be done? Till next time, goodbye.